Today, the core of the law, the two functions of thinking. Because germination is not something that operates independently of the thinker. It is what the thinker does in two distinct and precise ways, and understanding both functions completely is the understanding from which everything else in this cycle follows. This is the 7-minute daily focus, day 129 of 365, to focus on the world within from the world without. Today's focus, the law of germination, the two functions of thinking. Pause for a moment. 2 days in, the nature of germination has been understood. Active, developmental, cumulative, invisible before it is visible. Today, the core of the law is the focus, the two functions of thinking. Because germination is not something that operates independently of the thinker. It is what the thinker does in two distinct and precise ways, and understanding both functions completely is the understanding from which everything else in this cycle follows. Pause for a moment. Consider the physical parallel precisely. A farmer stands before two fields. One is rich ground, dark, deep, prepared. The other is shallow, compacted, filled with competing roots from neglected growth. The farmer selects the rich ground, places the seed there, and the seed that would have struggled in poor ground develops fully in rich ground. The farmer made a choice. That choice determined the environment, and the environment determined the quality of development. The farmer did not leave the selection of the ground to chance. The farmer chose. This is the first function. Pause. The first function of thinking is the selection of the environment. The thoughts you receive, the thoughts you hold, the thoughts you recognize determine the mind you possess, the quality of your environment. When thinking is directed from within, when the thought recognized is from within, the environment selected is fertile, the mind is clear, open, aligned with what is real within you. When thinking is directed by what is physically seen, when what is recognized is from without, the environment selected is reactive. The ground is shaped by conditions, by appearances, by what the five senses report. The first function of thinking selects the environment you operate from. This is a choice, and it is your choice every moment. Pause. The second function of thinking is the development of the thought. Once the environment has been selected, once the ground is established, thinking focuses upon the thought and drives its unfolding. This is the germination proper. The sustained directed act of thinking upon the seed within, not selecting, developing. The farmer, having chosen the rich ground and planted the seed, now tends to it, waters it, returns to it, maintains the conditions, sustains the germination. And the second function of thinking does the same. It focuses upon the thought. It sustains that focus. It does not shift away to what is physically seen. It remains with the seed. And in remaining, it drives the development forward. Pause. The way you think determines the quality of your mind, and the way you think determines the development of your thoughts. These are not two separate statements. They are the two functions operating as one continuous act. When thinking selects from within, the mind is fertile ground. When thinking focuses upon the thought from within, the development is sustained and precise. Both functions aligned with within produce a fertile environment and a fully developing seed. When thinking selects from without, when it is directed by conditions and appearances, the environment is reactive ground, and the development that follows in reactive ground is not the development of the seed from within. It is the development of what the conditions produced. Effect developing more effect. The two functions are always operating. The question is always from where they are operating. Pause. This is why the morning practice is the most important act of the day. It is the deliberate engagement of both functions together, before the conditions of the day have set the agenda, before what is physically seen has begun its reporting. You still the mind, you return within. You select the environment from within, the fertile ground of a mind aligned with what is real within you, and then you direct thinking upon the thought. You drive the development, both functions, deliberately in the morning practice before anything else. This is why the 7 minutes are not a preparation for the day. They are the most precise act of the entire day. Pause. Understand what becomes possible when both functions are operating from within. The thinker who selects fertile ground and then sustains focused development upon the seed within that ground is a thinker operating in complete alignment with the law of germination. The environment supports the development. The development advances without the resistance that comes from reactive ground. The seed develops toward expression with full support. This is not a theoretical possibility. This is the precise result of both functions directed from within, and it is available to every thinker in every morning through every act of deliberate return within, not doubtfulness, not struggle, not force. You are not pushing the seed, not pressure. You are not trying to make it happen, but steadfastness, focused. Remain aligned with what is within. Do not be moved by what is physically seen, because what is physically seen is always secondary to what is unfolding. Now, the affirmation for day 129. Pause for a moment. I understand the two functions of thinking. The first selects the environment. I select from within. I choose the fertile ground. The mind aligned with what is real within me. The second drives the development. I focus upon the thought within. I sustain that focus. I drive the unfolding from within the environment I have chosen. Both functions are mine. Both are deliberate. Both are directed from within. The way I think determines the quality of my mind, and the way I think determines the development of my thoughts. Both are operating now from within, and what develops from within must physically express. Remember, by design, by focus.